Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Blue Ridge Silverhound's top 3 list. This is actually a really cool video, and by the time I was all done setting it up and just compiling all the data necessary to talk about something of this magnitude, it became apparent that that this is a video that needs to be done on occasion. In this particular instance, we're going to talk about the top 3 common U.S. coin varieties worth over $1,000. Now, I use the term common a little bit loosely in this video. We're not talking about millions upon billions made of these varieties, but believe it or not, these are coins that have been found in change or some sort of coin roll hunting activity. All right, every single one of these have been cherry-picked over time. I have personally found multiples of each one of the 3 on the list. Now, we're talking about 25 years of really digging deep down, searching, doing the coin show circuit over a number of years. I've dedicated a lot of time and energy to look for some of the marquee varieties in coin collecting. Okay, so the top 3 I'm happy to present in this video. What I wanted to do as we progress through each one of the 3 coins is simply discuss the minimum grade level in which you can achieve about $1,000. Okay, every single one of these coins can be sold. All right, raw. All right, there is a little caution to the wind. People like to buy these coins graded. Much kudos, by the way, to Adam Chambers. He's one of my normal, regular guys that watch my videos, and he also does a lot of Facebook sales, and just he's a great asset to the community. He had told me that NGC is still open for business when it comes to grading coins. So there you go. As you guys know, we're in a bit of a dilemma in the world right now, and PCGS, the big coin grader, is closed for now. But here are 3 coins that I wanted to focus on. For those of you that have maybe an example of any one of these, they're worth big money. Okay, regardless if they're the minimum grade level for $1,000, but they're worth quite a bit of money in lower grades as well. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Sorry to keep it so long-winded here in the beginning. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, if you haven't done so already, you feel free to do all 3. The trifecta, I would appreciate it. So the first coin on the list that we are going to look at is the 1969S. Now keep in mind, all right, this is not one of the 3 coins, but I wanted to preface the video by talking about one of the biggest, most valuable modern U.S. coin varieties of all time, and it's this coin that you see on screen. I've talked about this coin quite a few times. This particular example right here is the highest graded Mint State 64 full red example that sold about a little over 10 years ago in excess of $125,000. Okay, and it's because of that dollar value, there is a correlation to the amount of examples that exist out there. As of today, okay, April whatever it is, 2020, there are about 24 examples of this coin that have been found and graded, authenticated. Okay, there might very well be a few more examples out there that are raw, all right, that are in people's collections, but this is an extreme example of the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to these coins. All right, and because of that, they command such a high premium. But take a look at the coin. This is one of the big double dies in U.S. coins history, and it's a top 100 modern. All right, so when we're talking about coins that have extreme high value, this is one that is on the list, but for a different reason. All right, so the top 3, will be expensive in one way or the other to a certain grade point. But this one right here is valuable in all grades, even about uncirculated grades. This is a coin that is $20,000. All right, so that's the 69S for you. Now, to really dive into the actual list, okay, there are coins that probably some of you are probably shaking your head like, I had no idea that there were quite a few of these made. All right, the 1955 double die Obverse number 1. This is also the FS101 example in the Cherry Picker's Guide. This is a coin, believe it or not, all right, that's been reported to have as many examples as a set of dies would be able to run. Okay, that's kind of hard to comprehend because millions of the 1955 date were produced. Okay, hundreds of millions. So the date in itself is not rare at all. But this particular coin right here was first discovered way back in the 50s as a result of a cigarette vending machine in New England. Okay, as a matter of fact, the cigarette vending machine, when you put in your change to purchase a pack of cigarettes, would have the change cellophane wrapped to the package of cigarettes. And in those particular packs, there were a couple 1955 double die Obverses, and that was essentially the first discoveries of these coins. Now you can imagine that every single pack of cigarettes probably had a couple of these encased in the cellophane wrap on the packages. Quite a few of these were produced. At any given time, many hundreds of these are being traded every year. And it's a coin in itself that I have found 2 examples over the course of the last 25 years simply by going through bags of wheat cents. My most recent example was about 12 years ago. So it's been a little while. I haven't quite exactly searched through as many wheat cents as I used to, but I'm a firm believer that many more of these exist out there. There have also been, in the course of the last 5 to 10 years, some of these examples that have come out of pocket change, believe it or not. And it's a coin, again, that's very iconic. It's been reported that maybe over about 25,000 pieces allegedly were produced of this coin. So there's quite a few of them out there in the marketplace today, and there's probably plenty more to be found in some capacity out there. But this is a coin that would need to achieve a minimum grade of about a VF30 in order for you to take advantage of $1,000. It needs to straight grade. It needs to be problem free. But the diagnostics on this coin, as you can see on screen, are unmistakable. This is one of the big guys in the Lincoln Cent series. Okay, if not for the variety on its own, but just the overall story, the cachet that comes with it. All right, so here's a close-up again of the obverse of the coin with that strong, just kind of like head-splitting, headache-inducing kind of doubling that you would expect for this coin. And then finally, this is the highest grade example of the coin as a PCGS Mint State 65 Plus red. This is a coin that I believe sold for $128,000 on Great Collection's website a short while ago. Few years ago. It's also CAC certified. All right, so the next coin on the list, in which there were a lot produced, but they're very important and very valuable today, is the 1972 doubled die Obverse number 1. Now, for those of you that are familiar with this date, again, millions, if not many more, of this coin were produced for Philadelphia in 1972. There are a dozen or so doubled die Obverse pairings for this particular coin. Now, this one that you see with the strong around-the-clock doubling on the front of the coin, as you can see right here, is the die number 1. Okay, so this is, believe it or not, the most valuable out of the dozen or so. It is actually die number 4, which shows very little doubling, but it is reported to be the most rarest and the most valuable out of the bunch. Now, this is a coin right here that exists pretty regularly all the way up to about Mint State 65. All right, so it's a coin that can be easily had and obtained through Mint State 65 with relative ease. It's once you get past that particular grade level where the populations drop considerably. Now, for this coin to be worth about $1,000, it would need to grade out at a Mint State 66 minimum. 65s typically would run somewhere in that $600 to $750 range. But in any event, it's a very rare, not so much rare, but it's a very valuable variety on the list. And this is probably, this one coin right here, is the most plentiful of the three. Again, it's been reported that this coin was never caught early in the process like the 69S double to die Obverse. This one, I believe, based off of what I've heard from other experts, that this coin ran the course through a set of dies. And as we know, many tens of thousands of coins are produced through one set of dies before they have to be reworked. All right, so once all the strikes are possible off of that set of dies before they become terminal, you know, a Mint employee will pull them out, they'll take a look at it, they'll see the doubling, you're like, oh crap, you know, we just made a whole bunch of these, but we're going to keep them in the system, and then we're going to go ahead and just re-engrave all the lettering and things like that on the coin back to normal. All right, so that's the 1972. This right here is the highest grade, I believe. It's PCGS Mint State 67 plus full red. This is a coin that has sold for $14,400 at the top end. So it's a very valuable coin at the highest grade levels. Your best bet for these, they are being found in not only coin rolls, bank rolls, but also brilliant uncirculated rolls as well. If you're lucky enough to get these affordably, they are definitely worth kind of like a lottery shot odds of going through trying to find some of the highest grade examples. But the lower grade ones are very easily obtainable, and they're very common. All right, so this is not a rare one. If you're looking to add a great statement piece to your collection, this is probably the coin right here. All right, I've owned about half a dozen of these, as high as Mint State 66. It's a beautiful, stunning coin and very valuable in just about every conceivable grade range. Even low grade examples still sell for $200 or $300 if you need it. All right, so definitely one to keep an eye out on. So the next one is, of course, my favorite. Now, this one right here is an obsolete design, of course. It's the 1937D Buffalo Nickel. Just by looking at the picture, you guys know what this is. It's the three-legged variant. All right. So this coin right here, some of you probably wouldn't even think, oh man, yeah, that can't be that common. But I'm going to tell you, I have cherry-picked more 37D Buffaloes than any of the previous two coins. I found 255 double die Obverse. I have found 4 of the 72 double die Obverse die ones in the course of history, and I have found 8 of the three-legged Buffalo nickels. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have cherry-picked this through coin dealers and through the coin show circuit when I was living in the Bay Area at the time. Okay, so my most recent example found of this coin was probably 8 years ago. So it's been a while. I haven't been to too many shows since then. But this is a coin that is not only common, but is very recognizable to the naked eye. Now, this is also a coin that has been counterfeited, okay? And there's a few things I'm going to point out about the coin that will illustrate the genuine nature of the three-legged buffalo. Now, if we take a look and just isolated the reverse of the coin, okay, you're going to see that the foreleg on the front, okay, is completely abraded away. Abraded means overpolished. Is another word for it. But in this particular instance, what you're going to pay attention to, if you look at my little mouse pointer, is you're going to see these little dimples here in the fields underneath Black Diamond. Okay, that's the buffalo's namesake here. All right, and then you're also going to find quite a few of these dimples here as well. Now, this is referred to the P line, all right, because of where it is located at on the reverse of the coin. All right, and plus you're also going to have a little bit of abrasion on this rear leg as well, although not to the extent of other examples. But if you have this here, okay, and it's recognizable even on lower grade examples, you have a genuine example of a 37D three-legged buffalo. This coin right here, in order to take advantage of a $1,000 value, would need to grade out at XF40, all right, which is very obtainable. Most of the examples I have found have been the lower grade VG to VF, all right, but I have found an XF45, and I was able to sell that example for $1,200. Okay, this is a real money coin right here, and again, it is very common. How common? Well, it's been reported that a whole grip of these were produced throughout the life of one set of dies. Okay, so these are not rare. About 100 of these are being traded every month through not only eBay but through the auction circuits in varying grades. So there's plenty of them out there in the secondary market to fulfill a need if you wanted to buy one. In addition, if you did have one today, these are very liquid of an asset on the secondary market, even in raw condition. If you're able to take good enough pictures to show some of these key diagnostic areas to lend a little credence to the genuine nature of the coin, then you are in good shape. So, but this is a very nice high-end example here. This is an NGC Mint State 67 example of the coin, and this is a coin that could be worth about $100,000 at this grade level. But of course, at $1,000, it would just have to be an XF40. All right, so you have to exhibit a full horn on the reverse of the buffalo, and being able to illustrate the diagnostics of a genuine example are going to be key in determining, an actual genuine example. So, anyways, those are the top 3 most common U.S. coin varieties. Okay, there's plenty more out there that don't quite fit the $1,000 mold. A couple more that do come to mind are the 1983 doubled die reverse Lincoln cent. Those are actually being found quite often through just searching around Pocket Change and bankrolls. Okay, another one is the 1984 double die Obverse Lincoln cent with the doubled ear is another good one. The 1999 wide AM is another one that pops up quite frequently. Lincoln cent, and there are quite a few others. Okay, there's a few doubled dies in the Washington Quarter series that come up quite frequently. But again, these are great coins to not only invest in, but also to cherry pick as well. You never know. I've actually found one of these three-legged buffalo nickels out of a album that I bought with a bunch of low-end buffalo nickels. Come to find out, the one example I did find was a nice, pleasing, original VF30. All right, so all you had to do was pop the nickel out of the album, flip it over, and bam, there you go. Another interesting story, I found 2 of these going through one dealer at a coin show, the Santa Clara coin show. I found 2 of these in lower grades out of the same batch of just loose buffalo nickels in this great big box at the same dealer. Okay, that was an ultimate high, and the dealer actually congratulated me. He didn't even know those were in there. So, and I ended up buying them for 50 cents a piece. So that was a nice cherry pick as well. So I want to thank everyone for joining me on this video. Hopefully you guys got a little takeaway from it. As always, don't forget to like, share, and give your boy Blue a little bit of support. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. There's not much else I do ask for. Again, I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge. And I want to thank everyone again for joining in on this video. Coinaholics, we are discovering together. You guys have a fun day. Enjoy the hobby, and best of luck in your treasure hunts. All right, I'll see you.